worship me like people worship Mugamu. When people worship me like people worship Mugamu.
Yo, what's up guys? This is Magamu, and we always have to compare two games to make this make sense, right? So what happens, hear me out, what happens when you mix Risk of Rain 2 and Borderlands? Now, I say Borderlands because it's essentially like the style, the goofiness, the cel-shaded graphics, the characters that talk way too much. That's essentially where I get the Borderlands comparison. Point proven. A yeehawing roach. It just proves my point. That's the Borderlands aspects of that. But this is essentially Risk of Rain 2, right? This is first person Risk of Rain 2. So if you enjoy Risk of Rain 2, you're either going to really love this or you're going to be like, I like Risk of Rain 2 better. I don't know. Whatever your reaction is going to be. So this is Mycopunk. This is a cooperative first person large zone shooter game. You cooperate with friends. You fight enemies of varying types. You run these missions down on the planetary surface. Small enemies, big enemies, clean up the horde, destroy the boss. Like, it's essentially Risk of Rain 2. Now, that's going to bring me to the reason why I had not covered this, because I covered this a few weeks ago. Let's actually start a mission up. We got everybody here. Let's jump into let's do that, and we'll put it on a pretty safe level there, just so we can talk and play the game. Now, I played this a few weeks ago and I enjoyed it. And I know you're wondering, bro, if you enjoyed this game, why hadn't you made a video about it? Well, two reasons that are going to come up in this video why I haven't covered this yet. Reason number one, the mission variation is wildly different. Like, you'll have like the pacing, right? Like, you'll have one mission that's like, you turn the two knobs and you shoot a space laser in the sky and you blow up the mothership and there's this big huge explosion, right? And all that happens and it's super epic on some Helldivers type level. And then there's another mission where you just kind of like cleaning up the galaxy. You're like killing insects, right? So the pacing is so widely different that I was like, I don't know how to cover this game, because if I try to make a video, I may show one thing and then it's not going to be representative of what people will see when they play the game. So the pacing is weird. And the other thing is I didn't have a strong grasp on the progression. I have it now. So gameplay wise, this is a smooth game, man. Like, look at this. This is the big open, I want to say open world so bad. This is the big open zone. You can go to different places around here. It gives you plenty of space to combat large hordes of enemies. Like, you got all the room you need in the world. First person, you get two guns here. You get a grenade ability. We're just gonna hit ourselves in the face with the fart grenade. And we have a dash ability, and we have some abilities that we could just kind of do, right? Like, we have a lasso ability. Now, I picked a cowboy. I don't know if we can tell from the menu, but there are four. Oh, there we are. There are four characters. I have the Wrangler currently. I don't know if they're going to be more than four in the final game. But I picked the cowboy here. All right, so let's jump in. So with this mission, it looks like we're destroying these little things here. These little clumps of biomass. We got a little bit of boss here. Wait, did the game crash? I think my game might have crashed. Let's try to fix that. Okay, yeah, there it is. It didn't crash. I've been having a few crashes lately. I think it's time for a new PC. All right, so blow up the little biomasses. You got different missions. And that's pretty much the game. It's pretty straightforward. Let's get rid of these. And it should pick up in a second here, where you keep destroying these and pushing through the mission, and you'll get a lot more enemies of varying types. Now, the reason, again, one of the reasons I said why I did not cover this was because I didn't understand the progression. Now I do. So, like, for instance, I've got this gun, right? And I have an upgrade on this gun where if I shoot, let's actually find something we could throw it at. And then I go for the reload button. It throws that out, this little bomb mine thing. Get away from me, enemy. And then I shoot that and it explodes for more damage. So I shoot, I reload. Well, let's see if we can do it again. Let's see. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, we're out of ammo. we're going to talk about that. we got to talk about that because I talked about that in a previous video. But essentially, you have upgrades. Like for instance, I have an upgrade on this character where if you jump and then you slide, it does a roll and you get a bunch of speed. And the way you get that is as you're going through the game, you get these little upgrade tokens and you take those back to the mission and you get upgrades, right? So super cool progression, which I'll jump out of this mission in a second and I'll actually show you that progression. Let's lasso down. And tons of variation on the guns. Like there's some pretty cool things going on here. Like for instance, this gun is a pretty standard rifle, but this shotgun is not so standard, right? Where you can kind of see these lines, and if you shoot, it bounces off and it does like a little fire attack thing. So tons of variation on the weapons, tons of variations. Oh, we took a lot of fall damage. Tons of variation on not only the weapons, but the upgrades, the characters, the progression on the characters and the weapons. There are a lot of good things going on here that I think this game has going on. And for that reason, I think this is going to turn out to be a pretty cool game. Now, these enemies sometimes seem like they have like a little shield thing that you kind of have to get close. Wow, they did a lot of damage. You kind of have to get close to some of the bosses. I think Risk of Rain did that too. And that kind of forces you to where you're not like fighting them from further away. Let's dash away. Let's hit these guys with a grenade. You get multiple different types of grenades, so there's tons of, whoa, got a little exploding mine guy. There's tons of variation on the enemies, the weapons, like progression, everything. Let's shoot this guy. Whoa, that is dealing a ton of damage there, big guy. What are you doing? All right, let's get close, see if we can deal some damage to this. Oh, what is this? This is like a gun on the wall? That's interesting. I hadn't seen one of those before. We deal some damage with the reload and the weapon swap. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to always be honest with you guys. When there's something that I'm not the biggest fan of, I'm going to tell you. And this, I even said this in a previous video. This started with Doom 2016. Now, I don't know if it was with previous Dooms, but Doom 2016 had this thing where, you know, you'd have all these weapons, but the way they would get you to use the weapons is by forcing you to run out of ammo, and then you use the other weapons. I know I'm being useless here. You'd use the other weapons, and that's how you would get ammo for the gun that you were using. I cannot tell you how much distaste and disgust I have for that. And even though I like this game kind of does that as well. Me personally, I prefer when the gun is for, and I've said this before, when the gun is more focused on what its purpose is. So like for instance, a shotgun is for close range combat and large enemies. A sniper rifle is for enemies that are further away, and you know, you need to kind of prioritize your targets. I'm not the biggest fan of the swapping with the ammo. I'm just not a fan of it. Now what's going on here? This is kind of confusing. We got this big guy just completely unloading on us. Oh goodness, we got to get out of there. All right, let's see. Let's get away from this guy. The lasso doesn't quite get me out of trouble like I would hope it would. So I don't know. Throw that. Let's kind of do a little bit of damage, blow him up. I've been talking so much I haven't actually been playing the game. But yeah, those are essentially my things. I think I like all the gameplay stuff. Like it's so good. The smoothness, the progression, all that. But I will say, with these games, it feels a little clunky when you have to do the ammo shortage thing. And some people are going to like it, some people aren't. So it's going to come down to taste. It really, truly is going to come down to taste. All right, I wonder if we can grapple over this building. I don't think we can. Yep. So this is essentially the game. I mean, I'm not going to stay in this mission very long because I've actually recorded this video twice because my PC kept crashing. So I'm a little exhausted today. I do need to kind of finish this video up, maybe edit it, and get the video out to you guys because it will come out today. So I'm probably going to leave here in a second. But essentially, you see the game. Like, enemies keep spawning, you get bosses, you get the progression. Like, it's a pretty straightforward game. So Let's actually jump out. Now, before we jump out, again, let me show you some of the stuff. Again, like, you got the reload thing. You throw that, blows up. You got the, let's see, you jump, you slide, forces into a roll. You get all these upgrades, right? And one more time, it is on the thing. Now, the thing that got me, let's actually jump out of here, because I want to show you this last thing, and then we can kind of call it a day. Let's go back to the main menu. Yep, that's cool. Let's host. Because the one thing that caught me, and I think you might need to be on the lookout for, is I think you have to take all of these items and drop them off. So like when you go back into the main mission, you go over to this little thing right here, and it's like, drop off your items. I think I lost them because I left the mission, but you drop them off right there. And then you come into your inventory. So for instance, I could swap characters. So like if I go to this guy, right, the Wrangler, I have my character upgrades. I bought this one. If I wanted to, oh, and you can kind of drop it, right? So it's kind of like Tetris. So like for instance, if I wanted to buy the double lasso, right, I obviously can't afford it because I don't have those two red sun things. But let's go back to, let's see, can I unlock maybe something from one of these guys? See, character upgrades. Yeah, I can get this. So back boost, activating your shield projector launches you backwards. So like for instance, if I were to hold, buy that, drop that here, activating your shield projector launches you backwards. Let's swap to this character. The shield projector is our Q. Yep, and it launched me backwards. So you kind of get the idea there, right, with the upgrades. And I gotta be honest with you, I really like that. Like, I am not the biggest fan of more damage, more crit, better reload, fire damage, right? Like we've seen all that stuff a million times. What they're doing here is pretty dang on cool. Let's do one with the gun. So like for instance, let's find, we have to hit tab here to get into here. Okay. So let's just pick a random weapon. Like I think we've got this gunship cannon, right? So that's the gunship cannon. And then on the gunship cannon, let's try to grab an upgrade, right? So we have, can we afford this? This is, you can't move while shooting, but barrels spin up to a higher fire rate, magazine size, bullet size, and explosion. Or you could go for damage is increased, but range is decreased. Let's not do those since they're so statistical in nature. Let's try, let's see if the swarm launcher has anything. So on swarm launcher, pellets explode but deal less damage. Fire all pellets at once, magazine size is decreased. And range is increased while aiming. So like for instance, fire all pellets at once, magazine size is decreased. So let's fire this normally, right? So that's what it looks like normally. And then if we can afford this, oh, we can't afford that one. All right, bad example. Let's see, let's maybe try one more here. The cycler, anything interesting? Oh, we don't have anything on the cycler. So I may not be able to do a weapon upgrade. Let's try this one. Let's try the DMLR. Oh, the throw used magazine thing. We already did that. Is there anything on the Jackrabbit? Bullets ricochet an extra time, and bullets fire in a tighter pattern. We don't have any money for that one. Can we get the bullets fire in a tighter pattern? Yeah, we can. All right, so let's buy this, right? Let's not put it on yet. Let's fire the gun. That's kind of how it looks without it, right? And then if we add that, bullets fire in a tighter, we select it, it becomes basically Tetris. We drop that in, and yep, there we go. Bullets fire in a tighter pattern. So that's the thing that super stands out for me with this game, is that the upgrades definitely feel meaningful. They feel creative. It feels like the devs spent some time on that, and that's going to be the hook. And I hadn't covered this game yet because I wasn't entirely sure what the hook was going to be. And that's the hook. Interesting upgrades and, you know, that type of stuff. All right, so that's Mycopunk. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely think this one is worth checking out the checking it out on the Steam Fest thing. You should check it out, and it's pretty good. All right, talk to you guys later.